Woo woo woo.
Hey y'all, thanks for joining us again. It's your girl Ramelle.
And hey, it's Leslie. We are back this
Mm.
week. Ramel has been hella busy. What has been going on, girl?
Girl, so I have a meeting with the mayor of my little small town later on this evening. I'm gonna list his house to sell. I'm so excited about it.
That's awesome. That's a big deal.
Yes, that is. It's a little like
You're
I used
you're
to live
getting
in a
into politics now, baby.
girl back in 2020 when we were just sitting at home not doing anything. I got into a wormhole of the politics of my little where I live,
Hmm.
and girl, it is corruption. And I found out all this stuff, and the person, because I was like, I saw these signs everywhere of who was running for mayor. And I was like, let me Google. And I Googled the person, and he is a terrible, I don't want to say people's names,
Oh,
but girl, he was not good. And so I reached out to the person he was running against, and I was like, how can I help you? And we've been friends. So that's who, and then he won, obviously. Excuse me. I'm coming down with a little bit of cold, so excuse me.
there is something in the air. It's like, we keep saying like it's finally getting colder. Well, it keeps getting dang hotter. Like it's
Right.
Texas.
It'll be cold
Ugh.
and then hot, cold and hot. Yeah.
Yes, they call it like faux fall. I feel like we've had like three faux falls. Like,
Yes.
Texas.
Every time I get my kids dressed, I'm like, what is it going to be today? Uh,
Yes.
but yeah, girl. So like this person had been mayor like 3 times, and he was indicted, Jen. Uh, he was indicted for so him and like the judge would take the ticket. This is why small towns always you tell people to tell you to slow down in small towns.
Hmm.
They
I
take
know
the ticket.
exactly which Texas small towns to slow down in.
Yes, because they take the tickets and they pocket them basically. They don't use it for the town like budget like they're supposed to. That's just what they were doing. And so
Right.
that for like what is that, embezzlement and stuff? And then
Mm-mm.
he got elected again. And then something happened and there was a new mayor, and I don't know what happened to that guy, but then here comes old dude again. So 2 or 3 times he's been mayor, even though he was
Cool.
indicted.
Mm.
Nobody knows unless you Google it because it's a small town. And I was shocked. So I was shocked. So I reached out to the other guy, and we've been friends ever since. And
That's
then
cool.
he was like, hey, I need help. And I was like, okay, come on. So I'm gonna go over there and it'll go live next week. I'm excited. So yes, that's my little my little politic corner there.
Combined with a real estate roundup. That's awesome. Congratulations, girl.
Thanks, girl. And
Well, and
then
you also took a trip. Tell us about
yeah,
that.
it was
You
just a little
traveled far and wide, all the
car,
way over,
girl, because me and Leslie don't know
across the Trinity.
we don't know what's going on there. We be looking at Fort Worth like,
That's some
and
cowboy shit over there.
girl, girl. Okay, so we were only there. We got there Friday morning, and then we left like Saturday, like afternoon. So it wasn't even like a long trip, just like a fun little like, just so okay, because I live so far away from my friends that if I want to like drink and have a good time, I almost have to always spend the night.
Yeah, you
Uh,
need to spend the night.
yeah, because I usually am like at least an hour from I'm an hour from Leslie, any of my other friends. So usually I'm like, I'm gonna be sober at Ramel tonight, and that's cool. But sometimes you just wanna have a drinky drink. Uh,
Remember the last time we went out and I was like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. And you were like, I don't think so. And you made me stay up like
night.
6 more hours.
Yes, because when did we ever spend the night? Aren't you happy that we stayed up?
I am.
Because
That's
like I was
probably why we're doing this podcast, is because we
like,
stayed up all night talking.
yeah, I was like, absolutely not, Leslie. And that was a long time ago, and I haven't been spending the night since.
Right?
So
Good
I was
call.
like,
Good call.
yeah. And then we ate snacks. That was Leslie hooked us up when we spent the night. She got me some. This girl knows me. She got me a bunch of little like charcuterie things, and
Mm.
we ate spinach dip and pita bread. Girl, it was great.
You still remember the menu. I love it.
It was like 2 years ago, maybe it was a while ago. But I was like, she really knows. She really gets to the core of me.
She really is my best friend.
Right. She's like, I'm gonna feed this girl cheeses and meats and crackers and dips, and she'll be happy. And I was delighted.
And you were like, I'm just gonna gently nudge Leslie to stay awake, and she'll do it.
Yeah, and it was fun. So yeah. So even when you're over the age of 40, spend the night with your friends so you can
Yes.
really,
Take
because
little weekend trips.
we're so, I feel like in our 20s we were like irresponsible and would drink and it doesn't matter, just drive home. But now when you're in the
Mm.
40s, you're like, no, let's
Well, it was
not.
also, I mean, it was kind of different then. Like you had to take a taxi cab. There wasn't
Right, there
Ubers
was an
and
Uber.
Lyfts.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we're more
And they would tow
responsible and
your
we're
car if you left it. Like they made it really
girl.
difficult.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
didn't live an hour away too
right. But
from
also,
everybody.
please, for the love of God, don't drink and drive. There's no
Do
excuse
not.
now. There was no
No.
excuse then. But also, like, our parents used to drink in the car, so we kind of didn't know it wasn't that big of a deal, but you knew it was that big of a deal.
Right.
But now we know. So, like, don't do that
Now we know.
shit now.
Yeah. Yes. Now spend the night or get an Uber. Um, but yeah, girl, Fort Worth is such a different vibe. Like such a different vibe. Okay, so you know when we go to Dallas and how like when we go out to eat, I'm always like, everyone is so beautiful. Like
Mhm.
you go to eat somewhere in Dallas, like not in a suburb, I'm talking about in Dallas, Dallas. You will look around and everyone's gorgeous. Everyone's dressed nicely. And to me, they're like, you're just like, dang, like, because it's just a
Like, you
different, it's
got
like a
earrings on and everything.
girl, yeah, it's just to me, Dallas has everyone thinks that like Dallas is like the country city. Like when you like stereotype Dallas and you see stuff on TV and they're all wearing 2 gallon hats and everything. But no, everyone in Dallas is wearing like soup like fashion and they're driving like foreign cars. Like it's that type of vibe in
Yeah.
Dallas. Now
Dallas is more bougie.
it's more bougie. Girl, you want to go to Fort Worth? That's where you will find the 10-gallon hats everywhere.
Mhm.
I was amazed. I was like, everyone is wearing it. Girl, the policemen were wearing
They
cowboy
got
hats.
horse police officer. I mean, we got those
Girl.
here in Dallas too, but
But not like Fort Worth. Fort Worth
mm-mm.
is such a different. I was amazed. I was like, everyone is wearing a hat. Like, why does Dallas get that rap? Because I hate that whenever I see that on TV. Like, it's not even like that. Or like when they have us speaking in like
Well, probably
deep
because they
southern
think of, like,
Alabama.
Dallas, like, the TV show.
Girl,
But that was in the '80s. Like, you
and that
wore
was in the
in the
80s.
'80s, you
Yeah.
did wear a cowboy hat with you wear a suit with boots and a cowboy hat. Like, that was Texas. That was Dallas. But
Right.
I think
Now,
that is
mm-mm.
more Fort Worth.
Girl, it was amazing.
If
And there's not
Dallas
that
Fort Worth was a
many.
rhinestone cowboy, Dallas is the rhinestone and Fort Worth is the cowboy.
Oh, period. Period. Yes. And Dallas is more diverse. Like a lot of times we would look because my it was my sorority sisters. And so we were like, four black people. Girl, a lot of times we would look around, we're like, we the only black people up in here. And in Dallas, that doesn't happen in Dallas. Like you're never gonna be the only black unless you go to like Highland Park, which who we don't go to hang out in Highland Park. But
Right.
like most places in Dallas, it's a lot more diverse. And not just black, it's Asian and Indian. It's Dallas is pretty daggone diverse. So yeah, it was just a different total vibe. And then this is the funny and sad part.
Uh-oh.
So we went out in I don't even know, I cannot remember the district. Like I guess it's where like all the TCU people go out, like
Mhm.
and like bar hopping, like like a deep Ellum, like where you can bar hop without getting in the car. You can just walk around. And
Oh, I know
so
what you're talking about, but I can't remember the
okay,
name.
right, District 9 or something. I can't remember,
Some
whatever. Some
Fort Worth people let us know.
yes.
We do have a
And
loyal Fort Worth
so
listener.
hey, Fort Worth.
Sorry, we talk
But like
smack.
it's sorry. But we like because so like when you go out, you like because I have my big on mom purse. So I was like, okay, let me change all my like let me get my lip gloss and my money and stuff in my little wallet. And I totally forgot to put my ID in there. Like
Mhm.
just slip my I don't go around bar hopping all the time. And it's just totally
Right.
slipped my mind. And so the first, like, we went out to eat first, and then the first stop we went to, we didn't even need our ID because the guy was like, y'all go ahead and go on in. And we were like, damn, y'all could have asked us.
Right?
Y'all could have just acted like, but we just
Rude.
laughed and were like, okay, whatever. So I still didn't even think about the fact that I didn't have my ID. We were just vibing, hanging out, and having a good time, whatever. Then the second place, when there was a line, a slight line, not like a line, but just a slight line because they were checking IDs. I was like, I forgot it. Like, I was like, oh my God. Because you don't want to be the person that like ruins everyone's time because you
Right?
forgot your
Like, we can't
ID.
go
Like,
there because Ramelle forgot her
yes,
ID.
girl. But we went to 2 or 3 bars after that because it was such a non-factor. Like,
Oh,
the security guards, like, I was like, y'all, I switched purses and I forgot. Every time they were like, it's okay, baby. What? I'm happy. I am happy that it's okay because I didn't want to ruin the time, but slightly insulted. Like,
right?
oh,
Girl, but I don't know. Have you seen under 21-year-olds now? Like, they are not us. Like,
yeah, you're right. And
we're
it was so funny because we were dressed. We were like dressed cute, but totally different vibe than the 20-year-olds. Like, I had on a nice like jacket blazer.
You did jeans and a cute top.
Yes, like totally different vibe. And we were like, because you know when they like teach you like at restaurants and convenience stores, like if a person looks under, because it used to be under 30,
It
and
was
then it got
under
moved to,
30.
and now it's under 40, and we're like, well, I guess we passed both of them. Like, we were
We
like,
hit those milestones, I guess.
yeah.
God
So
dang.
they're like, no need. No need. These ladies are fine. Like, it was such a like the guy, they were
They're
basically, I guess
like, oh,
because
we can tell you were born in the 1900s.
right. It was such an like the way my heart sank when I forgot, because you know when you were like 28 and you forgot your ID,
You're
it
like,
was a big deal.
right.
You're like, oh my God, no, they're literally not gonna let me in. But now at 42, it's not a big deal at all.
Well,
They they were like literally like they were like, let me just I guess because like maybe their bosses were watching them to see if they were like checking IDs,
hmm
and they was like, just open your purse, and they just like opened it to act like they were checking something, and
nice.
but we got
Well,
in
I'm
no
sorry,
problem.
but also glad that you got in.
Yeah, and we had such a blast. You know me, I always find a group of girlies because like all I need is like some drinks and a like
A little
some music.
encouragement. Hmm
Yeah, and I found a group of girlies to dance with, and there was a lady older than us, and we were dancing. We were all just singing and dancing,
That's so
and like
fun.
several people were like, "You guys are so fun. I want to be like y'all when we grow up." And we're like, "I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, sure." They don't have to constantly remind us that we're not 25, but we
That
get it.
I'm literally twice your age now.
Right.
Oh
But
my
it
god.
was fun. Every once in a while, the 40-year-olds need to go out to the club just to be
Yes.
like, well, that was a time.
That was
And then,
a hoot and hollering time.
right. And I'll see you again, club, in another 10
Couple years.
years.
Maybe not 10.
Perhaps. Maybe not 10, but it's nothing that I want to do. Like, if you asked me to go this weekend, I'd be like, absolutely not. I was exhausted.
No, no, no. Yeah. No, you can go next weekend. Remember when we
No.
used to go out like every night?
Every
I
night after Chili's, Leslie.
would. I would
What?
walk across the street. I would work at Chili's and then go work at the CD store and then walk across the street and go to the bar every night. Ugh.
How did we drink every like I drank that night, and I'm like, I haven't drank again. Like, I'm like, I don't need to drink again for quite some time.
Mm-mm.
Like, I'm like, let me get back to my water here.
Girl,
It's
not
so funny.
not for me.
Yeah. Oh, but then we went to the spa too. We got massages. That's the first thing we did. We went to the spa and got massages.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. So Liz and I need to plan a day trip. That's the good thing about living in Dallas Fort Worth. There's so many places you can go and have
Oh
a day
yeah.
trip like that. Like,
Yeah.
so many. You don't even have to go to Fort Worth. We just wanted to go somewhere different. But you don't even have to go to Fort Worth. You can go to Dallas and get you a facial and a massage and have a good night.
Just a little staycation here in the good old DFW.
Exactly.
Well,
Fun times.
speaking of DFW, our Rangers, they made it to the World Series.
Mm, so exciting. So exciting. I'm not even like I feel like I watch baseball in October every year because I like good play. I can watch anything in the playoffs
October
because baseball
baseball is
sometimes.
different. Yeah.
October is yeah. It's been so fun, and it's fun that it was against Houston because Dallas, Houston.
A little
Why
rivalry
do why
action.
do Dallas? Why do we hate Houston so much?
Because
But no,
there's a natural rivalry there.
there is. One time it was in
And also,
Houston, and I met a
Texas is
guy.
so freaking big, too.
It
Like,
is. It is.
yeah.
I met a guy from Houston one time, and we were introduced. Like he was like, "Hi, how are you?" And it was like a formal event too, so it wasn't like a casual thing. And he's like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "I'm from like the Dallas area." He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "I'm gonna say the same thing to you." Like we were very pleasant to each other, but we were both like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Yeah, I was literally gonna say the same to you." And we like shook hands, and we're like, "Okay." So anyway, moving along on business. Like, but we were so serious, yet so pleasant at the same time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But who was it? Houston is it's too much. Dallas is already massive. Houston, ugh.
Houston's wild. And then you put
It's
hurricanes on top of it.
crazy. Girl, you right?
Well, yeah.
It, it's too much. Like y'all are doing too much in Houston. I'm sorry, Houston people, but
They're like the Florida of Texas. Like, what y'all doing down
right?
there? What y'all
What are y'all
doing?
doing? The only thing like Houston's giving us Beyonce and like Mike Jones and Paul Wall and all them, but that's about it.
Right? Yeah.
And the Astros cheated in remember when they cheated? I'm like, remember when they cheated?
Oh, the Astros. Well,
Yes.
we beat them. So,
Yeah.
any,
And it was a
anyways,
fun
Astros.
series. Yeah, it was a fun,
I do love
fun, like,
when
yeah.
games go into and any series goes into a game 7. And then like we
Yes.
were ahead like pretty much the whole time. So it was like
Right.
you were comfortable, but like it was also exciting. Yeah, it was
Right.
fun.
Because because they were up, the Rangers were like up 2-0, and then Houston came back, like, in the series. They were up 2 games in the series, and then Houston came back. So you're like, no, Rangers, don't blow it. And then so I didn't even think it was going to get to game 7 in the first place.
Right. Well, the
But
Rangers are currently one of 6 of the MLB franchises to have never won a World Series.
Dallas needs this so bad.
Well, yeah. They did go to the World Series in 2010 and 2011, but they lost
Mhm.
both times. And in 2011, remember we were one strike away from winning it.
Mhm.
And
Mm, mm,
then
mm.
and then things happened and that's where that went.
Yeah,
I
we
love
need
the
this.
Rangers though. We used to go all the time when I was a kid when it was before the ballpark like there's the current what's it called?
Right.
Arlington Stadium now. I don't even know what
I
it's
think
called.
so.
And then there was the
Right? It's
ballpark in
several.
Arlington.
Right. I
And
remember that one.
then before that, I don't know what
Oh,
they called it,
yeah.
but that's when I went to the most games. That was like in the 90s. That was when I remember when Vaughn Rodriguez
Mm-hmm.
was a rookie, and I was supposed to be at that game where Nolan Ryan was pitching and he
Mm-hmm.
hit Robin Ventura and he
That was
rushed him.
so iconic.
Girl, I was supposed to be there and I didn't go because I wanted to spend the night at my friend Stephanie's house instead. And so my dad went
Oh,
and was like, Les, you missed it. And I was like, no. So
you're like, God
every
damn it,
time,
Stephanie.
girl, I mean, she was my bestie, and every night with her was fun. But I mean, who would have thought that would have happened?
Right. That's so funny. Like that's so iconic how Nolan Ryan was just like, come on.
Girl,
And
when that
Nolan
happened,
Ryan was not young at that
he was
time. He was
46 and Ventura was
yes.
26.
Girl, that's like quintessential to me. That's like Texas right
Mm-hmm.
there. Like he didn't move. That's like that old man strength. Like I'm not finna run to you. If you want to come up on me, young buck, come on.
Right?
I'm gonna
Like,
show you some shit.
let's go.
Um, we
Survival of
should.
the
We need
fittest
to
is
get
just
that.
going to kick on
Yes,
in.
we need to get that clip up there because it hypes me up every single time.
It
Like I'm
is
like,
pretty
get
good.
him, Nolan.
But then it also makes
Let's go
me
get
so
some.
sad because I'm like, I should have been there.
I'm sorry, girl.
That was a fun time in
Um,
Rangers baseball time. I used to
yeah,
have like crushes on all the baseball players then.
girl, because baseball players are fine.
Hmm. I love me a
What's the
baseball
one?
player.
Garcia, the one that he got ejected the other day, but he's Cuban. He's like a dark Cuban. Like if you just looking at him, you would think he's black, but he's Cuban.
Oh yeah,
Which
he's
I guess you can still be black Cuban. I don't know. Sorry to the Afro Latino community that I don't know the proper things. Um, but girl, he's cute.
very
I'd be like,
cute.
hey, yeah. I mean, oh, Leslie, no. Okay, you know what? We also have to find. There is. This is not the Rangers, but there's the coach of the manager or whatever we say of the San Francisco Giants,
Hmm.
Gabe Kepler, girl, I'm gonna send you some. We need to post him. Oh,
Oh,
girl.
okay.
Ooh. I have yet to show a picture of him and somebody go, oh, he's okay. It doesn't happen. You never,
Oh,
even if
okay.
you're not, no, that dude is fine. Fine.
Fine.
Fine. Girl.
Well, you know, let me check it out. Let's see.
Yes.
I'll be the judge
So,
of
but,
that. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
it's good stuff. Well, so when's their, because who are they playing in the World Series now? The Rangers?
They're playing. Oh, we looked it up. The Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks,
Yeah,
yes.
their first game is on Friday, October
How
27th.
exciting.
Yeah, let's go
You know what?
Rangers.
When I went to it was at the ballpark in Arlington. We went to a game. I don't remember who they were playing, but you know what was happening on the Jumbotron when we were like, everyone was watching the game. And guess what else we were watching on the Jumbotron?
What?
The OJ Simpson chase.
What?
Yes. Like we were like, whoop, whoop, the game, but it was so that's how me and my mom always talk about that. We're like, remember when we went to the game and we are also watching the OJ Simpson
Wait, it
chase?
was
Like we were all like,
live?
I guess so. Yeah.
So was it like in the 90s?
Yes. Yeah. We was at the ballpark in Arlington. The first one,
Girl.
not the first. Yes. So we always talk about that as a family, how we were there and we were watching, like we didn't know what to pay attention to because we were like, the Rangers are playing, but also OJ Simpson is trying to get away in a white Bronco.
That is so wild.
Right?
I remember that day too. I was at my dad's house and I remember like lounging around. He had this L-shaped couch. And I remember like just like being fascinated, like the guy from Naked Gun is accused of killing someone. What did he do?
The fact that you the fact that you're like the guy from Naked Gun and not All-American football player is so Leslie. Like you're like, no, that's a different Naked Gun.
That man is hilarious. No way he could do that.
No way. Did you not see him with Leslie Nielsen in that movie? Oh my God. I love it. I love you for making that association. That's fun.
Oh, girl. Well,
Oh,
good
Richard, I mean,
times.
not, yeah, OJ Simpson messed us all up, I think.
Uh,
Everybody.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
a
I think
thing.
that's when
What?
America realized, like, so everyone is a little bit crazy, no matter
Right.
who you are. Like,
Like, if the system is slightly rigged, we can agree to this, right?
right. Okay. Okay. All right. We
Uh,
see.
that's
But yes,
hilarious.
now we got to go watch Airplane
uh,
or not Airplane.
all the
Naked
Naked
Gun.
Guns. Those were so
Was he in
funny.
Airplane though? No, that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That was an Airplane.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah.
Same vibes
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. I
Same
think
vibes.
Kareem Abdul he's good. He's a nice guy. He's a nice man. So he's not killing anybody.
Yeah, like the most famous Leslie I knew for the longest time was Leslie Nielsen. And so
Right.
like
Those are hilarious movies, though.
I
Those
want to
are
go back
pretty damn
and
fun.
watch him. And Priscilla Presley was in them. Like I
Yes.
literally was like, Priscilla Presley has done it all. She was married to
Yeah.
Elvis and now she's a famous movie
No,
actress.
right. I think that was my first introduction to like satire and I love a good satire and
Mm-hmm.
parody. And I
Samesies.
was like, oh, this is dry humor. It like I even as a kid, I was like, this is funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I got everything. Like I'm sure now I'll probably understand
We
more,
should go
but
back and watch it now.
yeah. Yeah. Just those I love those little like one-liners that sneak in all the time and you have to really be paying attention. You're like, what? Wait a minute. Did he just or that's
Right?
good stuff.
And they really did make OJ Simpson lovable. Oh, OJ.
Okay. That's a good callback. Appreciate that, Leslie.
That's funny. Well, I also wanted to talk about daylight savings time. Daylight saving is coming up, and I don't like that shit. It makes me mad.
Right. It gets so dark so early.
Like in
Like,
the end at nights. So I was looking it up. So there's been several calls to action to be on permanent daylight saving time
hmm
because that's what we're on right now. We're on daylight saving time right now.
we're on. Okay. Okay. Got you.
And so when we fall back, we're falling back into what's considered a normal time. But we've always
Right. Okay.
been
Okay.
told that it was for farmers and stuff. That is
hmm
a lie. Farmers don't
What
like
is it
that.
for?
So it was first implemented March 31st in 1918 as a wartime measure to minimize coal consumption. And they did
Oh.
it for like a year or so, and then they're like, all right, we can go back. And then World War II happened and they went back on it. And so they've gone back and forth several times, but then it was signed into law, I think like in the 1940s. And it's been like steady since. But like there's no benefit to it at all.
Mm-mm.
I don't think
Not
so
anymore,
anymore.
right?
Yeah.
No.
Like Arizona and
Uh,
Hawaii are just like, no, we won't be
hmm
doing that. Like they just said
Right.
no.
Yeah.
And then there's been
Yeah.
legislation, like they passed legislation this year or last year to be on permanent daylight saving time, but like it hasn't been signed into law yet.
So we just waiting.
We're just waiting. Like
Interesting.
I think that they said somewhere they tried it where they stopped it, they left it on permanent daylight savings time. It's also daylight saving, not daylight savings. And
Mm.
because you just it's daylight saving. You're saving
Just
daylight.
like right, girl, just like Valentine's times day. Like,
Yes.
oh,
Happy New
okay, okay.
Year. It's New Year's
Right.
Day, but it's Happy New Year, not Happy New Year's.
Um, right, right,
So,
right, right.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Girl, tell me
um
something.
right? We learning today. But yeah, so
Right.
daylight saving day, I think that the next whoever legalizes marijuana and makes it permanent daylight saving time will be the next president of the United States
We'll
of
go
America.
down in history. Yes. It's like you saved Tibet.
Right? I just don't see any benefit. Like, yeah, it's dark early now, but like your whole losing an hour of sleep or gaining an hour of sleep used to be fun when you were like when you were at the bars. Like that was
Yes.
fun. At two
When
o'clock,
you
it
were in your
turned
20s.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
But I can't. My body can't handle that anymore.
Mm-mm. But I feel like even then, because I remember being at bars or at clubs late at night at like in my 20s and then thinking I can hang, but then 1:30 comes around, I'll be like, all right, y'all ready?
Yeah,
Like,
let's go get
this
some
sounded
food
like
and
a
go
good
home.
idea. Right, this sounded like a good idea, but I'm really tired.
Yeah, but then they let you stay a whole extra hour. You're getting way too
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah. The clubs in Houston, well, some of them, I'm not sure. Well, they would stay open till like 4 or 5. And I'm sure there's clubs like that everywhere that stay up until 4 or 5. Girl,
Yeah.
even when I was 21, I was like, nah,
Mm-mm.
my buddy shuts down at 2. 2's as late as I can hang. I'd be like, we can stay till 4, but shoot, let 4 o'clock come. I'm gonna be asleep on the couch in the club. Y'all wake me up when y'all ready
Right?
to go.
Yeah. My
Never in my
battery
life
runs
have I,
out.
right? Because I be dancing in the club. I have a
Yeah.
good time. So I've been exerting all this energy this whole time, and you want me to sustain it for another 2 or 3 hours?
Mm-mm.
No.
Give me some food and let me get out these clothes and
Mhm.
let me just sit on here and eat and sleep. That's
Right?
what I want to do.
I may I may or may not wash my face with this makeup on. It depends on how drunk
That's
I'm
that's
in.
tomorrow's problem.
Right. I would just like to sleep, please. Yeah.
Well, gosh, girl, we haven't even started talking about Britney Spears yet and her
Girl.
memoir.
Oh my gosh. Like I looked, it's not that expensive. I thought it was gonna be like super expensive, but the hardback is like $26.
Yeah, I think you
And
can
then
get
you
it
can
on
get it on
audio for like
Audible. Yeah.
$6.
I don't want to do, I want to read. I like to read. No, we're gonna do it. Me and Leslie are gonna read the damn book.
I do. I think we should read it. So
And we're gonna
far,
we'll do a deep dive on it on an episode.
yeah. I feel I just feel sorry for her, like learning what we're learning now and then looking back, like what was going on during that time. Like
Right,
the
right.
Diane Sawyer interview, like that's really messed up to put like all that
Right.
pressure on a young girl. Like, and then now to know she was going through what she went through.
Girl.
I don't know.
And then I do feel I know that everybody is like super mad at Justin, but and he does. He needs to be because he kind of took the fall. Well, not he. He let Brittany and Janet take the
Yeah,
fall
he
for
did.
a few things, but at the same time, he wasn't of age either. His whatever in his brain wasn't developed fully either.
Yeah, but that he was kind of being a bully jerk. Like you all knew I knew guys like that would talk bad about their girlfriends and stuff after they broke up, and that's not cute.
No, 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 no. Yeah, no, no, not like I'm not excusing his behavior, but at the same
Right.
time, I'm like, I can't hold it his behavior 20 years against the old.
For
Like we
sure.
all were like weren't mature enough at 20 years old. So I'm not gonna like hold that against 40-year-old Justin or 40. He's older
No.
than us, you know?
Yeah.
So don't go on his page because everybody's over there, like I'm sure he's getting all kinds of like
I'm
online
sure
hate.
too. But I mean, yeah, no, I'm not trying to like hate on the man. I just think it's
Yeah,
like I just think it's pretty eye-opening. Like Britney Spears kind of took the fall for him quite a bit. She was
he
like
did.
she didn't say a lot just to keep things amicable, I guess, but
Right.
I don't know.
And I think it's easier for some reason for society to be mad at women and to blame women in all aspects.
I
Like
think especially in the
it's
2000 like the early 2000s, like she
yes,
was under
yeah,
and I mean before that too. I don't
yeah,
know. I think that now we hold men a little more accountable, but back then it was real easy to jump on the,
Mhm.
Justin train or the Britney train.
Right.
And
And
I
then like
was not very favorable of Britney back then.
I see, and I didn't because I to me even back then like with Cry Me a River and stuff, I was like I can't imagine like being a 22-year-old and trying to be like faithful to your boyfriend working at Chili's was hard. So I can't imagine being
Britney
Spears
freaking Spears,
and
yeah.
yeah, like you're 20 something years old. Like you're not trying to be ugly and mean, but like people are showing you attention and you're just not at that phase in your life where you're just like you're an idiot, leave me alone. Like how me and
Right.
you are now, we're like we could look at a dude and be like, if you don't get you
No.
look like a bag of problems.
Right?
Like all I see is issues with you. I don't think you don't have that filter when you're just like, "Ah, this guy's giving me attention." So
Well, that's when you
I
should
kind
be
of felt,
wild and crazy. Like
yeah,
the
that's
Miley
how you
Cyrus
learn.
song, like y'all say I used to be crazy. I just used to be young. It was fun. It's fun to be
Yeah,
young and you should
it
enjoy
is.
it. Take pictures
Yeah.
of your body. If
Yeah.
if if you're in your 20s right now, like take gorgeous pictures of yourself. Like you are way more
Yes.
fine than you think you are. I promise you. Like
Yeah, you're not fat like you think you are.
no. And like
Mm-mm.
don't be afraid to like try stuff. There is a whole world of things out there. Go try them all. I have done so many different things. Ramelle, you've done a ton of different things too. Like
Right.
my little Gen Z hype. Like just have fun. You're only in your 20s once. You okay?
Yes, sorry. I had to blow my nose and I was like, it
No.
wasn't going quick enough. I was like, oh my God,
Keep
I have
talking,
to
Leslie.
I know. Okay, sorry.
Oh my gosh, I was like, no, we're remote again, you
Just
guys. We're going to be back together
yes.
soon. But we're busy
Okay,
moms and we do what we got to do. We
for
just
sure.
do what we got to do. Well, we should read the
Right?
book because I think
I
that will be
know.
All right, order the book and then we'll read it and we'll do a deep dive on
And
that.
then right. And then I know because remember there's obviously they like release excerpts of it, and they're saying how like Justin cheated as well. But the only thing that I'm like, well, Brittany, why you release everything else, but you didn't say who he cheated with? Like she has a family, okay, but you didn't tell all the tea about Justin and everything.
Right?
Like I want to know. Like I said, but
I don't know. I
I
think
guess
it's
because they
kind of
know.
classier that she did keep it
Yeah, I guess
private.
so. I guess because we're aware of her and Justin.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Good on you,
and then me and
Brittany.
you, yeah, me and you can like know the person and not judge them, but I don't think the rest of a lot of America
Yeah,
can.
can you
Like,
imagine being the
they'll go
person that
right.
broke up Justin and Brittany? Good
Yeah, she'll
Lord.
get all kinds of mails and messages and like, how dare you? And me and you can objectively go like, bro, they're in their 20s. Like it was all a cluster F in their
Right?
20s.
Like just yeah. I'm glad
Remember
that
the
she kept that
drama?
private.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Remember the drama at like Chili's and stuff when we were like, she's dating him, but then he likes her, and like it was all
I loved it.
like they used to be together, but now they're not anymore, so they can't work the same shift. And then like, so can you imagine that like amplified with money
Our
and
Chili's had like a
beautiful
lot of
looks?
power couples, it seemed though. Like you knew that like Ileana and what was
Oh yeah, I was like,
Justin,
I don't
what was
remember
his
any of the
name?
couples.
Uh
Jonathan.
Jonathan and Ileana. There was Ryan and Fanny at a time.
Oh, yeah. But it was drama in them. I remember them fighting like all the time. Like, because, if you're going to be a waiter or a bartender, you kind of have to flirt. And I just remember people getting mad. Like, you do not have to, like, it just is what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Don't
why I
work at
think
Chili's with
that
your,
yeah, don't have a boyfriend at a restaurant, just have a
mm-mm.
friend. Wink wink at a
Or if you
restaurant.
have a boyfriend, like, maybe y'all don't work together. Like, go work at two different restaurants or
Right?
something.
Well, girl, what you been into this week? You got anything new?
Okay, yeah, don't laugh at me because
Why?
this is literally what I'm into. I am into Brussels sprouts. Girl, when I tell you when we were eating this weekend, almost except for brunch, we went to brunch on Saturday morning and we didn't order Brussels sprouts, but we after we went to our massage and then later on that night we went to restaurants and we ordered Brussels sprouts at one restaurant. We ordered two orders because they were so good. And then ever since then, I got home. I've been eating Brussels sprouts with my food at home. And Jesse told me that I was farting in bed all last night.
Oh no.
But I was like, he's like, stop eating those damn Brussels sprouts. But I'm like, they're so
They're so
good.
delicious. I love Brussels sprouts.
Girl, and let it be crispy and some onions and some bacon on there.
Mm,
Girl,
or like a
that's
shaved
it.
Brussels sprout salad,
Uh, I put them on
balsamic glaze.
pizza.
Ooh,
Oh, balsamic glaze. Yes.
yeah.
So that's what I'm into right now is Brussels sprouts
Well,
because
eat your veggies, y'all.
they're delicious. Yeah, and I think they're in season. Aren't they like a winter root?
I
Is
do
it a root
believe.
vegetable?
No, they grow on it looks like a tree trunk. Like they grow,
Oh, okay.
they're kind of funny looking. If you ever see them like at the
They are.
grocery store, they'll be like a trunk with like just a whole bunch of little Brussels on the outsides of them.
Oh, well, they're delicious.
Yeah. Well, good for you, eating your veggies.
What are you into, sister?
I the other day I was like, remember that show I Love the 90s on VH1?
Yes.
And so I was like, I've got to watch it because I loved that show. And so it's not streaming anywhere, but they have some episodes up on YouTube. So I was watching that the other night and it was so nostalgic and fun. Like that was a great series.
It really was. They need to bring it back.
They should because I looked it up and I Love the 90s was their fourth installment of the series and it released in 2004. And I remember that. I remember
Oh,
them being like because they started with the 80s
It was yes. Yeah.
because, and then they did the 70s, and then they did 80s Strikes Back, and then they did the 90s Part Due, and then they did a couple more after that. But yeah, I remember it being wild. Like, yeah, you remember the 90s? It was 4 fucking years ago. Like, I
Right.
remember being like, really like, this is, y'all are crazy VH1. But now it's amazing
Yeah.
to go
You could
back
even
and,
do I love the early 2000s.
well, they do have, no, they don't, I don't think they have a 2000s. I think they
Yeah, you
stopped
could
in the
totally do that.
90s. They should. They should bring
Right?
it back because that's a
Because that was
fun
I
watch.
love the 90s. Yeah.
I like all the comedians on there at the time. Chris Pratt was on there.
Yes.
Chris Jericho, Michael Ian Black. Like it was. Oh, what's that black lady that's so funny? Oh, what's her dang name? I can't think of her
Um,
name.
is she on the Talk or the View or something right now?
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of oh, what's her
Yeah.
name? Oh
Oh, she's so
shoot.
fucking funny.
Yes,
But
I know who
yeah,
you're talking about, and I
that's a
can't think of
great
her name.
series.
Yeah, I agree.
So, anyways, that's been a little nostalgic and fun.
Yes. So go watch I Love the 90s while eating some Brussels sprouts.
That's right. Enjoy
On us and
yourself.
think of us. Enjoy. Exactly.
And apologize to your husband for
For
the bed too.
farting it. Right. Sorry. So in honor of I guess kind of in honor of Brittany and Justin, but we didn't do Brittany's memoir.
Brittany's
Sorry.
memoir, yes.
Yes. We
We
decided our triple dipper. Go ahead.
were our treble dipper this week because, Brittany spilled some tea. I'm
Mm.
excited. So our triple dipper this week is our top 3 people we want all the tea from. Like, some
Oh, the tea.
famous people have some secrets. Like,
Girl.
and even stuff like, Brittany knows stuff she couldn't put it in a memoir. Imagine having like a
Mhm.
sleepover with Brittany and you're like, all right, tell me all the stuff you couldn't put in the book. And I promise I won't
Right.
tell anyone except for my best friend.
Right. And then because she sent the book to Colin, is it Farrell?
Mm-hmm.
Colin Farrell and Justin beforehand, so their lawyers could review it to make sure it wasn't too, you know,
Right.
damaging. So yeah, I'm sure some stuff was edited that we will never know.
Well, yeah. Who is who would you want to who's your top number 3 person? Do you have any honorable mentions?
No, I do have one honorable mention, and that is Bruno Mars, because I feel like we don't hear from him
Oh.
except whenever it's time to until he promotes a record or an album. And I just feel like Bruno Mars he seems like a party animal. He's having you just know, like, Bruno, what
He
is
is
going on? What are you
everywhere.
doing?
Yeah, what do you know?
But you don't hear anything about him unless like, oh, Bruno's got a record out. Okay.
Yeah, he
But
does stay
otherwise,
out of like the drama and stuff, but
yeah,
that doesn't
otherwise,
mean he doesn't know any.
yeah, I think he totally has because everybody has drama. I have some tea,
Right?
like, so I just feel
Hmm.
like he probably
Like,
has some really good stories partying with Silk Sonic and his band and stuff. Like, what have y'all been doing over there, Bruno?
I like it.
That's my honorable mention. Do you
Mm.
have an honorable mention?
I didn't, but now that I'm thinking about it, I bet Bootsy Collins has some good
Ooh,
tea and fun
all of
stories.
those people, George Parliament, all like what would y'all know? Y'all was over there because the
Right?
'70s was crazy,
Wild.
wild,
And you're in the Funkadelic? Come on.
girl.
So yeah.
I bet you they have. I wonder if they have a what was it behind the music? I wonder if they have a behind the music.
They have Mike Judge did one and it's called Tales from the Tour Bus. And
Mm-hmm.
there's stories about George Clinton and it's them telling the stories. It's basically them like giving tea, but they tell
Mm.
like it's the most hilarious stories and then they're also animated on top of like it's animated but it's the real people's voices. It is so delightful. It
Oh,
is
oh, that's
great.
cool.
Yeah, Tales from the Tour
That is
Bus.
good.
There's a
Tales from the
country
Turbo. Okay.
there's a country version and they talk about like freaking Dolly Parton and I think Hank Williams and Willie Nelson and all those types of people. I can't remember exactly, but then they do a funk one, and there's like George Clinton, and uh, it's just it's good. I can't remember
Huh.
all the stories because it's been years since I've seen it, but that it's a fun go.
That does sound fun. I'm like, ooh, that does sound fun.
All right, girl. Who's your number three?
Okay, my number three is Ivanka and Melania Trump.
Ooh.
I want to know, don't you want to know what? I know Donald Trump has to be a terrible husband.
Mm.
Terrible. I want to know what I just want to know like his stories. Like, tell me how it is to be married. What have you seen him do and say? I know you've seen him do and say some crazy stuff, some
Right?
wild stuff. Like, I need to know. Tell me,
That's a
Melania,
good one.
holler at the girl. Or
Yeah.
even Ivanka, because Ivanka's ex-wife. So she's like, bitch, I don't care. I'm gonna tell all this dude stuff. I'll let you
Right?
know.
Yeah.
Let me know,
What does she have
Ivanka.
to lose? Not a dang thing.
She done already got her settlement. She good.
Well, that's a good one. I would
Mm,
definitely listen to that.
totally.
But like the real tea, not like media
Oh
tea.
no. No,
Like
no,
the
no, yeah.
real.
And then because remember whenever he was running for president, and then there was always like that one clip where they were getting out of the plane and Melania like batted his hand away when he was trying to like
Yes.
hold her hand. What happened in that
What
plane
happened?
beforehand?
Tell me.
What did he say? What did he do? Like I want to know.
I do.
Why did you bat his hand away?
And she did it
Because
so gracefully too.
yes, like get the fuck away from me.
Right?
And I feel like every woman in the world felt that. You was like, I've
Mm-hmm.
been that mad at that man
Don't
before.
even touch
Hmm.
me.
Not
You're
today.
about
I
to
don't
deal
care
with
if
this
we're.
later. We're gonna
I
talk.
know that we have to make this appearance, but I don't even want to fake it with you right now, girl. What did he do?
That's a good one.
Why? I want to know.
Me too.
Mm, what's your number three?
Christopher Walken.
Ooh, Christopher Walken closet.
Right? Because he was on the boat with Natalie Wood and Robert Wagner
That's
when she
right.
drowned.
Oh, that's
Plus,
right.
I would
And
listen
we
to
still don't
we
know.
still don't know. And I would listen to anything. Christopher Walken tells me a story, I'm here for it.
Right?
Just for the dramatics. We can dance to Fatboy Slim after. I love Christopher Walken.
Right? I've totally forgot he was on that boat. I feel like I like get reminded all the time. Like it's something that
Hmm.
doesn't stick in my head, and when I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, he
Yeah,
was on the boat.
girl.
Mm, yeah, that's a good one, Leslie.
All right, who's your number two?
Okay, my number two is another. I'm sticking with politics because I'm slightly fascinated by politics. But John F. Kennedy and his whole family,
Oh, the
like,
Kennedys got lots of secrets.
yes, just the whole entire. Like, we over here always worried about the royal family. We need to worry about the Kennedys. Can we do a Kennedy series?
The American royal
I don't.
family.
Yes, like you said, there's so much. And who killed John F. Kennedy? I need to know. When I get to heaven, that's gonna be one of the first questions I ask: is who shot this dude?
It's
Jesus, good
wild that
Lord.
Dallas is known for that. Like I passed by that. I like my whole life I've passed through the grassy knoll
Right?
on Commerce Street. I know exactly where it is.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
In fact, my old
And like,
roommate Carly, her mom and grandmother were there when it happened. They were photographers, and
oh my gosh.
they have their own like photographs that are of the event of the event, sure, um, and that are like on display at the museum.
At the sixth floor?
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so and that whole like you said, and there's so much other stuff. Like, so like I want to know about like so you legit had an affair with Marilyn Monroe. Like, did you really? Like
Mm.
and like Jackie, I want to know about her. Like, how are you feeling? Are you okay? And I can't because I can imagine just being married to a person like that back in the 50s and 60s is totally different than it would be now. Like,
Oh
and just
yeah.
having to uphold that standard and keep a
And
parent like, oh,
she heard everything. And
right? And she just
yeah.
had to just grin and bear it.
Mm. Good one.
Mm, hmm.
I like it. I like it.
Who's your number two?
Prince. If
Prince.
his
Do you know what that is?
parties are anything like Dave Chappelle portrays, there is no way some crazy ass stuff didn't go down at Prince parties. That man had
Right?
stories on stories on stories on stories on stories.
You over there playing basketball, Prince? Like
In
what?
your high heels.
Did you really make pancakes afterwards?
Oh Lord. I want to
Yes,
know. I think Prince would
I
have
want to know.
some great stories.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I feel like he like gave like major sass and attitude and didn't let. Remember that video I sent you of Michael Jackson when they were doing We Are the World?
Yes, given
And
Virgo energy in the back.
yeah, and Michael just had to go sit down because he was like, "These are such amateurs." I
Hmm.
feel like Prince was that like at least Michael was like politically correct about it. I feel like Prince was like, "I don't fuck with y'all." Like, period. Like they were like, "Prince, you want to sing We Are the World?" Absolutely not.
No, not with y'all.
Like, right. Michael was like, "Yeah, let's do it. It'll be a great
For the
time." But
children,
Prince
we'll
was
do
like,
it.
yeah. Prince was like, I don't care who it's for.
Fuck them
No.
kids. Fuck them kids. Fuck
Yeah.
them.
I don't know why y'all think that I like y'all, but the answer is no. Like I
Oh.
feel like that's what Prince is.
And like Prince had just such confidence. Like he knew he was an icon from the get
Yeah.
go. And like that man
From
can
the
play
get-go.
guitar. Like,
Exactly.
just a musical genius. And everybody liked
I agree.
Prince. Like everybody wanted to hang out with him and stuff. Like,
Right.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's a
yeah,
good one.
that's my number two. All right,
Okay,
girl.
well,
I'm ready for your number
my
one.
number one. I don't think it's any surprise to anyone that it would, of course, be Beyonce
Mm. Hmm.
because
Hmm.
she's so number one. I love her, and to number two, she's so private. We
She
don't
is
know really
very
much.
mysterious.
We don't know much about Beyonce at
We know
all.
what she wants us to know.
Exactly, which is I think to me is a perfect way to have longevity that's the only way to live and to keep your sanity. Like for her, I love that for her because I want her to be healthy and happy for us. But at some point, I don't know when, I would love for her, or maybe we can just meet and she'd be like, "Girl," and I'd be like, "Girl,"
Yeah, we'll just have
like,
like a sleepover. I'll bring the snacks.
yes. Tell me, I need to know about Jay-Z.
Yes.
I
What
need to
happened in the
know.
elevator?
Oh, girl. I
Mm.
know Solange is crazy as. I need to hear about her daddy because her daddy crazy.
Right? The original
Uh,
four Destiny's Child. Let's talk about that.
yes. What really happened? I want to know, like, just yeah. I just want to know all the good
I
stuff.
like it.
I need to know about Tina. Even though I love Tina, I don't think Tina's drama, but maybe about Tina's because Tina just recently got a divorce and old dude like came out on Twitter, like he like posted a bunch of porn on Twitter. Like I think it was on accident
Oh.
because he's like a boomer, and I think he did it on accident. So I need to know, like, girl, Beyonce, why was your stepdaddy over there posting porn? What happened? Is that why Tina got a divorce? Like what? I need to
I
know
think
about
it's so funny when people do their status updates, but it's their Google search.
that.
Have you seen those? Oh, it's so
No.
funny. It's always boomers and it's like um pictures of breasts and that's their Facebook status. But you can tell
Oh
obviously that was
no.
their Google search.
Oh
So
yeah, boomers
hilarious.
gotta be careful
Y'all
on
pay
don't
attention.
let that pay attention. That shit
Ugh.
don't get erased unless it's out there.
Hilarious.
Okay, what's your number one?
I chose Drew Barrymore.
Ooh, girl, you know she got some
She's
tea
been
from
around
the
for the
80s and the
longest.
90s.
Yes.
Shoot. And she been partying forever too.
Forever. But she also seems like she'll just sit cross-legged in front of you and be like, "What do you want to know?" And then you could
Exactly.
just talk. Like I would trust Drew Barrymore with my life. I don't know why, but I would. And I feel
Yeah.
confident she would take that seriously.
Yes, I agree. No, you're right. Oh my gosh.
But she's been
She's
around
because
for
what
so long. Steven Spielberg
yes.
back in the 80s. She knew Corey Feldman. She knew
Yes.
all of them. She was partying with all of
Mm.
them.
Back before like anything was like political, like, before anybody cared about anyone's feelings and women and
Yeah.
things like that. So I know she has some crazy stories.
Hmm. I just love her.
That's a good one. Girl, all these people are good.
Love it. That was
But I
fun.
think they all give you some good tea.
Yes, I agree. I love some tea.
Piping hot. Yes, like
Mm,
popping hot.
delicious.
Hmm. Yay. Well,
Well,
this was fun.
did you know, Ramel and audience,
Right.
that this is our 25th episode?
Woo. That's it. We're going to the
25.
top.
We are on our
We've
way,
made
you
it.
guys. I just
Wow.
think it's amazing.
25.
Thank you
So
for,
25 weeks.
yeah, we've been consistent every
Nice.
single week. We've delivered. You guys are listening. So far, our feedback is great. So keep on giving us these 5-star reviews because we appreciate every single one of them.
We
And
really do.
yeah, thanks for sticking with us for 25
Yeah.
episodes.
For our 50th, we'll have to do like some kind of event or something.
Ooh, I like it. Love it.
Yes. How fun.
All right. Well, let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers. Game 1 on Friday. We're going to do this because let me tell you, the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex needs
Yeah,
this.
we need it. Yeah, the
I
Rangers
think our
need it.
last championship was 2011. That was 12 years ago because it was the same year as my son was born.
Yeah, that was the last time we were in the World Series. So,
Hmm.
let's do this, Rangers.
Come on, let's go.
All right.
Go baseball.
Go baseball. Score the points. All right. Well, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and make sure you follow your girl.
Ramelle the Realtor on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And yeah, thanks, guys, for sticking with us.
Yes, we'll holler at you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo woo woo.